Okay, so today I'm going to be providing a informative speech concerning the author David Foster Wallace. He was known as an incredible writer of the 20th century. But more than anything else, he is known for the fact that he died too soon. He took his life in September of 2008 after wrestling with severe depression. His wife found him hanging from his front porch in California, and after that, his work still continued to carry a lot of weight. Uh, my credentials, I guess you could say, for this is I've written a number of essays concerning Wallace. I've read a vast selection of his work. I haven't read everything because he's wrote thousands upon thousands of pages for everything he did. But what I can say is he was an incredible human being. And his main purpose when writing fiction was that, as he put it, writing is what shows reality. It shows what it's like to be a human being. The tragedy of Wallace's life is still something that people are trying to grasp, and I don't pretend to know everything, but what I can tell you is, in a few succinct points, Wallace, for a long time, struggled with depression, and we see this in his writing, in his career, and particularly during his academic life, starting in undergrad when he was in Amherst. Especially concerning, he wrote a short story when he was at Amherst. It was the first thing he ever wrote. It wasn't published until after his death, though. It was known as The Planet Trilithon, and its relation and how it stands to the bad thing, which is a long title. But it addressed depression in such a way that a lot of people read it and realized he was going somewhere. And as somebody who struggles with depression personally, I can tell you that he really hit the nail on the head. He also wrote a novel during that time, which was actually part of his double major thesis called The Broom of the System, where he addressed how depression turns you into a here but not really here type of person. You're living, but you're not really living. You're more existing and just trying to keep going. And it really, everything I've ever read from him has stuck out and addressed it in such a way that you can't really get past it. He really was an incredible human being. He struggled a lot with his depression, and if you read his works such as Infinite Jest, which was his, and is still his most profound novel, and probably one of the top 5 greatest novels of the 20th century, which it's over 1,000 pages, it's close to 6 pounds in mass. He writes about everything. He writes about suicide, he writes about depression. He discusses how difficult it is to deal with these things. And he's the only author I've ever seen who actually goes out of his way to address these issues. He was haunted in a lot of ways. And yes, I had a whole outline for this, but depression's close to my heart, so it's easier for me to just go through a list of, just to go through what I know about the man. He used to talk about how people don't commit suicide because they hate their lives or because they want to just not be here. They do it because they see that as the best way out. Almost like when a man jumps out of a building when the building's on fire and he can't get out. Wallace understood, and he touched the hearts of a number of readers. And so, if you ever get a chance, go pick up a collection of his short stories or a collection of his essays or one of his novels. He really is a profound novelist, a profound writer, and just a profound human being. Yes, he struggled with a lot, and he committed himself to an asylum at one point for his depression, but he fought it, and he wrote one of the greatest novels in history. And it shows how much you can do when you do overcome depression. But tragically, he did give everything to it in the end, at the ripe old age of 40. So he will be missed. And he still had so much potential. Thank you.